Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So we're going to be doing a little money making method regarding archaeology, and this can be a great method to do with the upcoming Infinite Porter as well. So what we're going to be doing is creating historic crate components. Now to do this we need to go and get the historic materials, and to do this we're going to be using the level 5 archaeology spot at the Al Kahid camp. So basically the emphasis of this is we're going to go and excavate all these different artifacts. It's going to be the Venator dagger and the Venator crossbow. Now because these are level 5 we're going to be able to get these very quickly, and what the idea is behind this all is that we're going to restore these and then break them down for components and then turn them into a crate. Now this is something which will be a lot better depending on your archaeology level. You can do it at level 5 archaeology, but the better your level is, and also if you have the auto screener it will be a lot easier anyway. But if you don't, you can still do it at level 5 if you are level 5 or lower and don't have the auto screener. What I'll suggest is two options. Either you can go and get the soil box and then bank when your soil box is full, or you can also drop the soil if you want to, but at the minute soil does have a very decent price and can also contribute to the profit you're going to make per hour. Or you can also go and get some magic notepaper to notepaper the soil as well. Something else which can help is the Greater VLs and also the Premier Artifacts, because what that's going to do is bank materials, but that's only if you're not doing it on the Infinite Porter. I'm aiming this more to the Infinite Porter update coming next week, because basically what you can do is just sit here and as you can see my account, because I've got the auto screener, I'm just going to get these artifacts remarkably quickly. Now if you haven't got the Master title in the Archaeology Guild, this is a great way to get your total number of artifacts up as well, which you do need to get for the rank. I can't remember if it's 500 that you need to excavate or not, but it's a very high number, and camping a spot like this for a couple of hours is not only going to make you quite a lot of profit, but it's also going to get you a higher number in terms of your rank. But as you see, this is basically the moneymaker in a nutshell. You just sit and camp this spot. Because I'm 120 archaeology, I'm getting these artifacts very quick. It might be a little bit slower if you're a lower level, but you will start to rack them up very fast. So as well as level 5 archaeology, you're going to need level 20 invention. Now this is to actually create the crates with the materials in. 20 invention shouldn't be too hard though. I would really suggest once you've unlocked invention, use things like protein cogs, because they are going to be your quickest form of XP. And once you get to level 20, 27, that's when you can start to, once you get to level 20, that's when you can start doing these crates. But 27 is when you can start augmenting items, and that's when it starts to really ramp up as well. But the sooner you can get your invention started and moving, the more benefits it's going to have for you as well. Not only that, you are going to have to put some investment into some materials. You are going to need some materials to create the crate, and normally that's only going to cost about 30k. The main components is sort of topping up the third age iron and the Zoroastrian insignia you're going to need as well. But as you can see, I'm getting these artifacts very quickly. I wouldn't say it's AFK though, especially at this level. You are getting these rather quick, so you do need to pay attention. If you wanted to use your Infinite Porter for something completely AFK in archaeology, I would camp them at the best spots. Personally, I would pick a spot with Tetra Compass, so I'd probably stick to Zamorak, Bandos, Sara, or maybe even some of the Demonheim or Dragonkin ones, depending on if they're going to give you Tetra Compasses. But as well, currently Bandos, Zami, and some of the Demonheim ones have higher material prices. That's what you want to look at as well. But some of the Zami ones do make quite a lot of profit, actually, to be fair. But in terms of profit per hour, this is going to be roughly between 8 and 9 mil profit per hour. Now, obviously, one thing you're going to massively sacrifice is your actual XP. You're only going to get about 25k archaeology XP per hour, and that's with repairing your artifacts as well. But if you're looking for a way just to get some pure profit, this is a very good way to do it. Now on the bond account, what I do quite often, if I ever get an archaeology challenge, I will just come to this spot and basically excavate a whole invo and then put them in my bank. So if ever I'm looking for cash, or I need cash, or I need to sort of like do it, it's a way of hiding cash from myself. So I always have like a slowly racking up sort of set of these artifacts, which I can just spend a mil or two, transform them into the finished components, disassemble them, and then sort of turn them into the crates after that as well. But you can see we've been going for a couple of minutes and we've already got 9 artifacts, which is actually pretty good. In terms of porter charges, you're only going to need about 200 to 300 per hour. But again, on your actual Infinite Porter, this is a very good thing you can do. But again, you don't have to do it this way. You can either go and do it to train your archaeology level. You can actually go and fixate on some caches as well. That could be a very good way to make some profit. It's to fix on the high costing archaeology items, whether it's Hellfire Metal, Blood of Orcus. I think Stormguard Steel is still very high as well. You can go and focus on those and still make profit through that doing archaeology as well. So what we'll do, we're going to just get a couple more and then we'll go and repair these artifacts, and then we'll go and disassemble them, and then I can talk through the process of turning them into a crate and just showing like the profit you can get as well. So even though what we're mainly aiming for is the historic components, you can still get some of the other archaeology components. You're going to still get things like classic, time worn, and vintage. Now you're not going to get absolutely loads to where you can crates for them, but if you're going to do this for a sustainable amount of time, a couple of hours, these will eventually get to a point where you can sell those as crates as well, which will just bring a little bit more profits in. But as you see, we've already rattled off 12 and one more, and I think that'll be good enough for us to go and do. And if you're looking to do certain perks which require these materials, you actually don't have to go and buy them. If you wanted to, you could quite easily go and Iron Man your own historic and classic components, because you do get a reasonable amount per hour. So you just take them to the archaeologist workbench and then go and fix them up. And the benefit of doing these, and the kind of reason you want to do these as well, is because it's got quite a low cost in terms of material. Obviously, you can disassemble all forms of artifacts, but the higher level you get up, the more material costs they're going to be. And then that's where prices start to get a bit high and it's almost not worthwhile. And not to mention as well, some of your higher tier artifacts have got a decent price in terms of chronotes, the ability to trade them for tetras as well. So really past these items, unless they're absolute surpluses in your bank, you don't really want to get rid of them. Right, so if we go to the materials, the ancient materials here, you can see my tab, and we're going to start at 30. I'm just going to write this down actually, just so we don't do ourselves out of price check. 36 historic, 931 on the old classics. And sometimes as well, you do forget how much money you've got stored in ancient materials. So trading these into crates and getting rid of them is another way to get some extra profits as well if you are looking to do so. So we're going to go and disrupt these. As you can see, the materials are starting to creep up quite quickly. Again, you get quite a few historic components for the artifacts themselves. So from that, I got 45 classic, and then I also got 140 historic. Now to turn this into a crate, I believe we need to go and work on an invention workbench. So I'm just going to go to 4.3 really quick. 4.3 is a good place to actually do the whole process because you've got the archaeologist bench as well as the invention bench as well. And then if we go and manufacture, you've got, there we go, the material crates right there. So the historic ones, which we've done, you can do in 100, and that's going to get you 1.2 mil. So really we got 140. Let's just say we made about 1.6 mil in that roughly, I'm going to say it took us roughly about 10 minutes. So 1.6 mil, do it 6 times an hour, you're going to be making roughly about 8 to 9 mil as well. And I would say as well, we weren't really intense with that. We were pretty relaxed about it. And not only that as well, we did also get 45 classics, which we didn't actually have a value on. But if I go and try and sell this in the old Grand Exchange, of course it doesn't sell because it never sells. There you go. Just under 1.2 mil. So if I valued that at 1.8 mil for our historic components, I proved we could be roughly about 8 to 10 mil per hour. But again, it's a very, very good method if you go to need some GP. If you've got a lower level account as well, I think the biggest stumbling block is actually the 20 invention. That is the hardest bit of this all. Apart from that, it's a really easy and chill method. But the more you have, the more like auto screener, the more storage you have in your soil box. If you've got the master archaeology outfit, the more stuff you have, the easier this method is going to be and the more profit you're going to make per hour. Again, one thing I do on the bond account is every time I have an archaeology sort of daily challenge, I go and do a full invo and then I just store it for a better time on when I can make some more profit with it as well. But yeah, really good method. Definitely one you could do on the Infinite Porter coming up. And I'm going to be doing some more methods which we can do on Infinite Porter as well. Just so you can see just what you can do in terms of GP or actually training your accounts as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.